So these are the standalone and non-standalone approaches. So currently we are using standalone approach in Angular. So this is a component lifecycle. So first of all, constructor will be created, and whenever change is detected, so ng on changes will uh, re-execute that component changes, and after that ng on init on this will only execute one time only. And then we will check ng do check, and this is the life cycle. Like in React there are different things, so we can refer to the Angular directly uh, documentation. So and there are four phases: creation, change detection, rendering phase, and destruction phase. In creation phase, just a constructor is called. In change detection, there are whatever the change is detected before or after whatever changes has been done. So these are the methods we can use it. After rendering the component or rendering the child component, we can use these methods. After destruction of the component, like we have subscribed any events or everything, anything, we can destroy it. So in Angular, there are different directives like component attribute directives, structural directives, like in attribute directives, we are directly modifying the classes. We can change the classes basis on the some condition like ng class style and ng model. There are built-in structural directives like ng if, ng for, and ng switch. We are currently not using it. We are directly using it directly with the if for and switch native control flow in newer versions. So there are types, so we can transform the values dynamically. Current There are date pipes, and date pipes are most useful because there are in different countries there will be date are different. So date and time are different. So we have to manage that. So date pipe will be useful at that time, and currency pipe also most useful. So this is a services and dependency where in service we will call API and all store the business logic. So we can use that service. So we can also define like where we want to use the services. Like if we provided has it is root, so we can use that service in whole application. But if we want to use that service in component level, so we can also manage these, so other component will not be able to use that service. So this is the most useful in Angular. So how we will inject the services? So in constructor we will declare the services like this, and other there are different methods like injector method Angular have provided, so we don't have to use constructor at all. There are this is a modern approach in currently we are using. So signal, so signal is a like publish a subscriber method, like so it will notify the old component wherever whenever the changes happen, and update only that changes only. So there are different signals like are there. So we will not go into depth. So currently we have using zoneless change detector without zone.js file. So it was affecting previously whenever any changes are done. So it was affecting all the component, and it is re-rendering the whole component. So zone.js only renders that component which are the affected only. So there are in Angular, there are different types of forms: template driven form and reactive forms. In template driven forms, we are using ng model and ng form. So it is more complex, but it is in reactive form. We just make a object of that form, and we can define what are the different validations we want to need, and custom validation also we can apply it directly here, and just use that naming convention in the template area, like form group and everything. So for routing, Angular provides much more functionalities, like it has router guards. It blocks the access if user is not logged in, and everything, lazy loading, and supports everything. So we will discuss it later. HTTP client service is also used for the API calling, like we are using Axios in React. So it is like that. Also in React we are using Axios and interceptor also. So we can use HTTP client interceptor, and we can pass the token. So this is RxJS. So reactive extension library for the JavaScript. So whenever we call API, it directly maps and filter and everything. There are different methods. So directly modify the data, and whatever the required data we will get only. And whenever the any change detection happens, so it notifies the all other components, and mm, and multicast their values. So there are different types of RxJS, like whenever any component subscribe, it gets that value. Whenever any like behavior subject, whenever any component subscribes, it gets the previous value, whatever there is was there, it was there. And async subject used for the whatever the values are changed, it will detect only the last value and store it. So these are the rendering strategies we can use in Angular. So that's it.